What's good, YouTube? You could tell by the title what we're about to do. We are here. We are here with the 60 card 6 Sam deck profile. And I'm also going to show you two combo videos. So let's get right into it, man. We're going to start out with the One Great Shogun Shein. Now, this card is here for extender. Yes, I don't have to really play it, but I do like to flex with it. And you also end on this card to where your opponent can only activate one spell or trap. So once they activate, let's say terraforming, that is it. They are locked out of spell and traps. That's why this card is there. This card is really good. So that's why we play it. Then we go up to the one Grandmaster. You got to play Grandmaster. Definitely a great extender. Only play one. Some play two, three, depending on how much you want to extend. When I used to play Desires, I played three, but we're gonna stick to the one. Two Kazaru. I'm sorry, Kazaru. Two is great. It goes well with Kageki, and it's your searcher another 6 Sam with a different attribute. Um, Next we play the three Kazan, best card in the deck. This one you can just keep rolling and rolling with this card. You search it, special. It's not a once per turn, and as long as you control another 6 Sam, you can special summon this card. Next, we play the one of the Secret 6 Sam Doja. So with him, it's just an extra card you can get off with Cunning. You can go with your Aestheticism, and this card becomes a 17. So we got a 17 here, so it works perfect in that sense. And when a 6 Sam is special summon, you get to dump one, basically Foolish One, to the graveyard. And like I said, it works well with Cunning. When you need that type into the grave, then you go from there. The legendary Secret, we run one of him. He's perfect. Once again, you add this off of him. And then once you special summon again, you can special summon this from hand. This also helps with chain blocking when you special summon a Secret 6 Samurai. This is one of the heart and souls of the deck. Right here, Hatsume. She's the card that's going to get you going after your second Saryuja. Also, if you don't open up the best of hands, she will come in handy to special summon out the grave. Now you're going to run the three red and blues. Simple red special summon blue, blue special summon red. That's kind of your combo starter just in case you don't open up too great, but these are perfect with gateway on the field. That's 4 tokens or counters on it. Next we run the Kageki 3 Kagekis. Kageki allows you to special summon one from your hand. So this is one of the best combos to have these two in hand, but it's not bad to have any other 6 Sam. The one Kagamusha, the old play used to be this plus Kagamusha equals your Shien, but Kagamusha is here now to make your land notice, but we're gonna get into that in the combo. One Fuma. Fuma's great. Fuma is also an extension off of Dojo, just in case you brick and you have Dojo plus 1 6 Samurai. That's another body. Next, we play the one Shein Squire. That allows us to get into Nat Beast, a 4 plus level 1. That's 5. You will see it in the combo as well. Fire Flint Lady is just an extender, just to make sure we get a soul going, an extra body for Saryuja, and things like that. 3 Ash. Saravis is an option that you can run. You don't have to. You can run more 6 Sam's names if you want, or more hand traps. But just in case Perm does come back in format, we run this card. We don't want cards to stop us to be targeted. There's not that many right now, but if Veiler come back and Permanence, you don't want cards from the hand stopping your Soul play or your Great General. Next, we go off to the 3 traps. We run 2 in Perm, and yes, Imperial Order. As you search with Saryuja, you go through your deck a lot. You're getting around like 20 cards out of your deck. And if you go into this card, that's perfect, because you don't want to have to worry about Dark Ruler no more. That's the reason why I main this card. And a lot of times I see it. 50% of the times I see it when I go first off of the Saryuja. And it's not bad if you see it right away. If you can't make Nat Beast and you have this, that is perfect. The Red Eye Dragoon engine, why not? Self-explanatory, why not? Shuffle cards back. You may draw one, you shuffle it back with Saryuja, so it's no longer a brick, but it is a little bricky. But with 60 cards, you don't see it too much. That's why I run it. The one Monster Reborn. The reason I run this card is because I need an extra extender, and I don't mind what card my opponent gives me out the grave because they're mostly all warriors and 6 Sam. So that is another target and another 6 samurai. So you got to run the 3 smoke signals. Searches any level 3, and we have a lot of level 3s, or lower, either one. Monster Reborn. We have a World Legacy Succession. Again, we need more extenders. We need to push. 6 Sam need to push. Next, the one card by the grave. Cunning of the 6 Sam. This card is really good because you can send, as long as you have a 6 Sam engraved, you can send Shein, for example, to the graveyard, especially summon another Shein, just to give more counters on your gateway. Sometimes it is needed, and it's also extender for if you want to make other synchro plays and you have tuners engraved. You don't need that many tuners because of this card. Again, aestheticism works well with half of the 6 Sams, where if I control basically this plus any other 6 Sam, I can special summon out a Grandmaster, because he becomes attack of 21 and Grandmaster's 21. Red brings out Hatsume. Hatsume brings out red, so that's also a good thing here. This is 200 attack Kageki, so Kageki can bring out Fuma. So you see the synergy you have there, and with the attack amplifier from Saryuja, it changes some of the monsters, and I can able to get out any monster at that. But you will see it in the combo video. Next, the one gateway. I was hoping it came to 2 or 3 in the ban list, but it didn't. But it's okay. We know gateway is broken. Next, Shein Dojo, probably one of the best cards in the deck. Hands down, I love it. This helps you play through Nibiru. If they have Nibiru, you have this card. If they Nibiru you at the time where you have this in gateway on field, it doesn't matter. Cost 6 Sam United, your draw. It also holds counters. You need cards to hold counter in this deck for it to work. You need it. The 4 mills that you will be doing off of his soul, the DD, sword, fossil, and done. And then the 2 field spells is just a cost to hold counters again. Then we go off to the extra deck, Dragoon, Trish, that's for mostly going second. Leonidas is an Appaloosa on crack. If you have 5 spells in your hand, you can negate basically 5 effect monsters, and it's not once per turn, and it's also not once per chain. So they activate a card, discard. Up to number of spells, and you always end with a lot of spells. Natrina Bakyon. Now this card is for if you play like against Eldritch and decks that run a lot of traps, altar guys and things like that. This card shuts them down. Because all you do is have to banish 2 cards from your graveyard. The graveyard is going to be stacked. Banish any 2 because it doesn't matter. Your OTK next turn. Banish whatever you need. Cost the heart and the soul. Shein, I'll make Shein. This is why I play the deck. Do I have to make Shein? No, I can make honestly Savage or anything, but I pick Shein because this is a 6 CM deck. And I love this card. I have it as an OT. Nat Beast, make it almost every duel. Some duels, like I said, you can't make it. You see Imperial Order, and it's the same thing. Yes, Imperial Order does turn off your gateway and things like that, but that's fine. Your opponent's playing spells. We run the other Shein. This card is for extender. 2 level 4s make this. That's an extra counter. Abyss Dweller for PK and decks like that. Burning Abyss. You want to shut them down there. Time Douglas. Time Douglas is another card that basically Degarius, sorry, I said Time Douglas. So this card is a draw 2, or if you need a special summon for a further push, 2 level 4s. 2 star users, self-explanatory. One is sold. One is sold is perfect. Once I use it the first time, that's pretty much it. Sold is also a bait. If they ash me, that's fine. Great Shogun. This is, you have to run 2 just in case one gets stopped. It is a hard once per turn, but sometimes you need another body to give yourself counters. And of course the one Anaconda. And the extra deck is just up to you. You can run the side deck is up to you. My side deck is there. I don't really have to explain it too much, but side decks always change. But now let's get into the combo video. Our first one off here, we're gonna start out with the Dojo. Like I said, this is a 3-card combo. Dojo, anything that can hold a counter is like full combo. This is full combo. If my partner doesn't have anything that's game, and you would start off, so we're basically gonna start out, go right here. We're gonna normal summon Kageki into Kizaru. Now Kizaru's gonna add me, like I said, you want to add this card here. You want to add the legendary secret because after you do the soul play, you're going to basically be able to get a free special summon. So you're gonna add also here you're gonna add the yellow. The reason you're gonna add yellow is because he's dead after you use the normal summon. So just add him. He's gonna be fodder that you throw to the graveyard for different cards basically. So alright, we throw, we search. This is gonna chain special summon. Now you get red or blue here. I choose red. Next you go into the general discard. Now you have your gateway play. So now after you have the gateway play, this is where you abuse the Kazan. Kazan, you're going to make sure you get 3 of them out the deck. So next, now we search in the Kazan. Make sure you also special summon to the zones it points to. That's how that card gains counters. Now this right here is a unlimited loop, because once you have 3 cards that can hold counters, it's definitely a loop here. So here we go. We go here, we detach the boost. It really doesn't matter. You just want that card in the grave. So now we're going to special summon again. Now this is where we're going to go into the timeless play, detaching 2 to draw. But before you do that, make sure you add Divine Sword back and search a Grandmaster if you don't already have it, because you don't want to draw it. You want to deck then. So now we go here. Typical, look, you drew the red eyes, but that's fine. That card is going to go back in. Now, we're going to search the Kagamusha. Now, here's the play where you're going to add the sword back, then you're just going to go right into Saryuja. You want to make sure you optimize your hand as best as possible. So next, we're going to go Saryuja to see what we get now. Off of Saryuja, you normally want to hope that you get something that can hold a counter. But we didn't get it here, but that's fine. That's fine if you don't get it here, but we already have 2. 2 is perfect. 3 is just, you just want to always make sure. So now we're gonna go into land notice, like we said. And if you know your opponent hasn't stopped you here, you can pick back the Saryuja in your deck, so you can make sure you can get extra cards, in which I'm going to show you here. I'm going to put the Saryuja back because we no longer need it when you go into the next Saryuja. Now we made the Nat Beast. Now we just need 1 more monster. We're going to get a Kazan. Special summon. Now we got our Saryuja online. Make sure you always have 4 different names. Now you see I put the card back. Now this is where we search Hatsume. Hatsume is going to continue to play. Hatsume allows you to banish 2 6 Sams to special summon 1 from the grave. Now this is where we make Shien. Now Shien, now we're good. We're back to where we can special summon Kazan, because Kazan, like I said, you need to have a 6 Sam to do it. Now we have our Anaconda play. Now we could do 2 options. We could go into Abyss Dweller here, or we can we need a free space as well. So in grave right now, I do have a great Shogun, which we will get out first, because once we use Anaconda, that's dead. So now we have the great Shogun, and now we're going to activate Anaconda. So now this is the end board. So now we're looking at 4 negates, 4 monster negates. That's an Appaloosa, but it doesn't lose his attack, right? We have a Dragoon negate. Now your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap. So just in case you they use it, if they use a terraforming or something, do not negate it with Nat Beast. Let it go through, because now Shogun allows you to not burn any other cards. And that is crazy. Shogun is good. Like, honestly, if I didn't need Nat Beast, like, I don't really need Nat Beast. I really don't, but Nat Beast is great. Just in case you don't open up too well, you can end on a Nat Beast and Dragoon and, you know, hope for the best. But let's get into replay number 2. Replay number 2, I'm going to showcase where you just have 2 counters, cards that can hold counters, and 1 6 Sam. So, if, like I said, if you draw Dojo gets you a free body once you normal or special summon a 6 Sam. So now we go to Ensouled, almost just like the last combo. You're just gonna go off here, do the same plays. You don't want to mix it up. It gets different after you make your Saryuja play. That's when it's like you gotta really think, because you don't really have the extra extenders. But it's basically the same. If you look at the field spell, it's basically substituting for another Dojo. But just in case if you get Saryuja here, you're kind of screwed if you don't have enough counters on your card. But if you utilize it right, you will be able to play through Saryuja. Nibiru. So now you're going to do the same thing. Right now, I call this my deck spinning process. So where you're just getting cards out the deck If you see on the end board, we're like halfway through the deck as we go. And that's how you deck then. And you want to make sure you get certain cards. Basically, you're going to end on almost the same board. But this one right here, I went for more if I was playing the trap deck. So you will see me end on a Bakyon instead of the last board that I ended on. So we go here. Of course, you're going to get your Grandmaster to Kazan. You're going to make sure you get your Divine Sword back. And then you're going to add your Kagemusha. So now, make sure you keep a 6am on board. That's not a Kazan or Grandmaster. You want a different name so that you can special summon from that. So, alright, we're going to add that Grandmaster. Once we add that Grandmaster, your land notice is on board now. And if your opponent waited too late, then that's on them. Once it get this late, you can get rid of your Sarvravis because it's not going to matter anymore because you have your negation online. Unless they have an impermanent, then of course Sarvravis is good, but at this point. So now you're going to go into Shien because we had to follow a different guideline since we didn't have a dojo. Dojo, we could have went into that beast, but since we didn't have dojo, we had to go into Shien. And now here, we're just going to make sure we're good for another Saryuja. And here we're going to have to go into our link that I was telling you while we run 2. That's an extra body, so Saryuja can always be online. So now we add back Kazan, special Kazan. Now we're going to go into our second Saryuja. Now, guys, if you want to run Appaloosa, you can instead of the next one, but I just want to keep digging deep. All right, we run 50 cards. We are now down to 38. We're going to use the Hatsume to make sure we get Kagemusha. Now here, we're going to, we can do anything we want. We already have our Shien, so we're not going to make that Shien play. We're going to now set the Bakyon. Now this card right here is going to make sure your opponent can't play trap cards, but they already can't. If they activate any trap card like a Conquistador, they can't use Sanguine. Why? Because again, we have our Shogun, so they have to pick the optimal trap to use in the hope that they can get rid of something. But that's why we play Dragoon, so they're not able to do that. And it's a built-in effect. It's not like an activated effect. And that is it for basically the deck profile there, because after that, that's game. There's nothing else your opponent can do. But thank you. So like, subscribe, and I just love making these videos. Nike, your next showcase, baby.